Okay guys, it's been a long day. This has been a 16-hour day. We arose at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Family got ready and we went down to Maryland for All AMC Day 25th annual. Let me just close the door. Did not get as much video as I wanted. That's what happens when you start hooking up with your friends. You know, these are people I talk to all the time, just like, you know, people I talk to in the gang. But when you see them in person, you don't have to, you just start talking. Here's the deal. We packed up some stuff to swap meet. I had some remaining crap. It was either bring it there or toss it in the pail finally. I had to make a decision. I had to cut the stuff loose. We made enough to cover our entry fee. Gave some stuff away and brought a couple of things home. That's it. We're officially done. What did we get today? Got this. This is the only part I wiped so far. This right here is a bumper for Junior's car. We actually unbolted it off the car over there. Like I said, you see a little surface stuff on there, but it cleans right up. And we got this, which I peeled the tape off of. Got that real cheap. They don't make the gold one anymore, and this is the thin aluminum. I bought it because I want it. He has a brand new Edelbrock chrome, you know, heavy stamped steel one. This was really cheap. I've always loved them. So, like I said, I just peeled the big label, the big price tag off it. Got one of these. This goes on the front tube if you run the tube, and this goes to the air cleaner. Probably not going to run it, but this was another thing that was like dirt cheap. This is not an original AMC. This is a aftermarket of some sort. Got him a water neck. Whopping $5. Now you say, okay, it's a water neck. I got to have a water neck. Yeah, I do have water necks, but there's 3 types of water necks. This one with the small threaded area in the back, and then one with the huge bump that sticks out like this far. The only other one I have has the huge bump. This one I think has the small, there's the small bump in the back. The other one's even more massive and it comes out on the top. Okay, so we picked this up for $5. Looks like a good piece. So that'll be good for him. This was, I scored this when I was with Ruben a couple of years ago on that swap meet that they did by his house. It was supposed to have like 9 million vendors on it. It had like 20. And I bought something from the guy. He didn't have change. So he told me to just start picking things out. So I ended up getting this for $1. And I thought this was a score. Okay. It's a valve cover breather. It says AC on it, so it's obviously GM. But there's no heavy pitting in it, and there's not even a ding in it. So I picked that up with a bunch of other stuff. It just happened to come out while I was setting up, and we got this. This is what Junior has been looking for, and I keep telling him I can't buy one because of the shipping. Can't buy it because of the shipping. There it is. What is it? A hood, obviously. What's the difference between this hood and the hood we have? The hood we have is shaped just like this, and it tips down and then goes straight across the hood. It does not have this raised area. See the raised area? That's a shadow, guys. Not like the hood's kinked in half. Hood's actually ridiculously clean. I mean, other than the grease. Okay, even at the nuts, we had to take them off to package it up. Has a striker. Okay, now Junior's been wanting this hood. I mean, obviously for a reason. It gives more style to the car. It's raised up. It's probably raised up 1.5 inches in the front. Okay, and people either will do this a different color, make a stripe come down and end either in the front of it, on the top of it, or whatever it is. But the bottom line is, it's a styled hood. They only put this hood on Gremlins. Okay, and there's only certain year Gremlins that fit Junior's car. 77 and 78 only will fit his car. Has this correct notch. Okay, now the difference between this hood and Junior's hood, Junior's has a chrome molding that goes in the front. That has to be put on, because if you don't put it on, it doesn't match the headlight doors. Just like my car, this molding continues on the hood, and it continues on the bottom, which the bottom piece isn't on yet, because I'm still shy a couple of clips. That was today's quest, that didn't work out. So we will be putting that molding on. The hood will be satin black, and then we're going to put that, remember the super stock scoop he had on there. And cool, I mean, it's cool. That's not a dent, it's just some peeling paint right there. See, it should be shot once, at least the whole car. This car here and that bumper are the same car. So basically, first of all, I found out how many people in the AMC community know who I am. That was pretty cool. That was definitely cool. Didn't expect that. But you don't know who anybody is unless you know them personally. So some of these people, I didn't know who they were, but they knew who I was. My friend Brian's the one that, he's one of my two friends that lives in Maryland. I got one of the fenders for Brian, this fender here, or parts of this fender, in so many words, when I had to run down to Maryland to get the left side fender to do the altered wheelbase, to move the wheel wells. What was I going to say? He was friends with him, so it made talking a little easier. Basically what it was is, it was a 78 Gremlin. Last year they made him, not the prettiest of years. It was sitting on the trailer, no nose on it, okay? Doors were there, everything was there, but there was no nose and no front suspension on this thing. And when you looked inside of it, the complete nose was inside the car. Okay? I don't know if there was a front bumper. I had never spotted the front bumper, but he had stuff in the back of his pickup truck also. So inside the car was a clean pair of fenders. In the back of the pickup truck was this hood, which was part of the car. He had the grill, all the stuff like that. So the car was up for sale. The problem with the car, is you're going to see it on the videotape, is the left side frame rail in the engine compartment. Water got down in it and took out like the bottom of it, and he cut it open to see what it was. So the outside of the frame rail, which is the same on this car, I don't know if you guys are going to see where the brake line is. That whole outer rail is fine. The rail under the floor is fine. The floor was fine. Everything else under the hood was fine, except at this point the car was gutted. Most of the parts came with the car. Didn't come with front suspension, but it came with a steering column. Came with the box. The complete interior is in there, which was very nice condition. It was surprising. Had the rear end in it. Came with a complete nose, and the grill was cracked. And he was asking $500 for the car. Take it. Complete with a title. I was like, damn. And my first comment was, oh, this is beyond my work. Everybody started laughing. You know why they were laughing. But to make a long story short, I got an education is what I did. Because I said to him, I said, I'm really not interested in the car, but I'm interested in the nose. Because I'll take the nose, I'll put it on the Junior's Concord. I said, it looked pretty cool with a Gremlin nose on the front of the car. And he started showing me all the pieces. And basically, to complete the whole nose on the car, I would have needed a grill insert, the plastic insert. Everything was there. All the complete metal surround in the front. Headlight doors were there. Headlight buckets were there. The two fenders were there. The hood was there. Like I said, I never looked or inquired about the front bumper because it wasn't in the conversation. And I wanted to buy just the nose. He didn't want to sell just the nose. So we talked back and forth, and there was a guy that was interested in the car, and when they agreed on the price, for the price the guy wanted to give, it didn't include the nose. So they went back and forth. The guy was playing games with him, in so many words. Not the guy who owned the car, the other guy was playing games with him. And I said to him, listen, I'm going to make it simple. This is what I need from the car. Well, here's where the education came in. The education came in, I did not know that a 77 and 78 Gremlin fender was the same as a Concord. I had no idea. I know that a 79 and newer Concord and Eagle has a different fender around the headlights. 78's the only one with a single square light, and they shape it around different. 79 and up is shaped totally different, because there was a guy there with a mint set of fenders I was talking to earlier, and I asked him what year they were, and he goes, they're 79 and newer. I said, oh, I got a 78. And we started getting into detail. But to make a long story short, as I was talking to this guy about buying the nose, and we're looking at the hood, I said to him, to deal with whatever, and he goes, oh no, it's exactly the same. I said, what do you mean? He goes, oh no, he goes, this cutout's the same. He goes, 77 and 78 Gremlins have the same hood and headlight door opening. He goes, then they did away with the Gremlin. The Concord came out in 78, and that was it. In 79, they switched everything. Obviously, this is different. But everything else on this, everything's the same, including this. And he goes, in 79, when they put the 4 square headlights on there and the chrome comes across, if you look on the back side of the hood, this notch is still there. He goes, so the hood's from 77 till the end, all interchange. You have to change, whatever you do with the front, chrome on it, and obviously if it's a shape different like this. So I learned something, and my friend Brian confirmed it, who was into all those cars. Me, when it comes to the Concords and all those, I'm a little half-assed on it. I really don't know, considering I've only had the Concord for 9 years. I said to the guy, I said, this is what I need. I said, I need the hood, and I said, I need the rear bumper. He goes, oh, the rear bumper? I said, yeah, mine has 2 big holes in the back of it. I said, for as mint as that car was, this has that beam in the back, the snow laden put 2 holes in it. So he told me he'd get back to me. A few minutes later, he walks up to me and he goes, listen, he goes, I'll sell you the pump and I'll sell you the hood for this price. What do you think? I looked at Junior. Junior said, sounds good to me. So price was good, and I said to him, I said, if you sell me the bump, I'll unbolt it. Needless to say, I didn't have tools, he didn't have tools, and thank God for my friend Gary, who didn't have tools either, but Gary introduced me to some of the people that already followed me on the channel, and they were like ecstatic to lend me tools to help me out. So I was like, oh, this is great, this is like a big community. I said, this is awesome. So we unbolted the bumper, did the hood. It took me about 2 hours to figure out, and that's no shit, to figure out how to get the hood home, because I didn't have room in the car and I couldn't put it on the roof, but we got it home. So with that, guys, I got about 5 seconds left of video. I'm gonna call it. That's all we picked up today. I didn't go for any of this. See you later.